Our final speaker today is Shu Yao, Beeps, Burps and Brains, Auditory Processing in Autism.
I'll start by telling you a story about a boy. At 11, he had published books and poetry. He writes about how he views the world and its people, and how the beauty in his everyday surroundings fills his heart. This boy's name is Tito, and Tito has severe autism. Like 30% of people with autism, Tito does not speak. Unfortunately, we don't know very much about this population. We don't know what's different about their brains because there's hardly any neuroimaging research on them. My PhD is on the brain mechanisms of auditory processing in autism. I'm interested in how kids with autism discriminate sounds and how this relates to their language outcomes. Why are some hypersensitive to sounds, while others have trouble discriminating between different kinds of sounds? What do these patterns look like in the brain? To answer these questions, I look at the brainwaves of kids with autism while they listen to non-speech and speech sounds. We tell them they sound like beeps and burps. Beeps go beep, beep, beep. Burps go ah, ah, ah. We know that infants with autism do not respond to speech the same way typical kids do. This may affect how they communicate with and perceive our social world. To look at brainwaves, I use a neuroimaging method called MEG. MEG measures the magnetic fields on your scalp. So every time you hear a sound, your brain cells fire and it picks up these brainwaves. Using MEG, I tested 32 kids, all of whom were verbal, until I came across a certain girl. This girl has autism, is 9 years old, and has never spoken. What I found is that compared to typically developing kids, her brain responds unusually quickly and strongly to non-speech. But to speech, her responses were sluggish and weak. Of all the kids tested, she is the only one without language, and also the only one with this unusual brain pattern. This is important because I have shown using MEG that you can test for brain responses from a non-verbal child with autism. This has never been done before. It's also fascinating as it opens up new research questions. Firstly, why this difference? Secondly, would other non-verbal kids with autism show this pattern? I hope that my PhD will help to uncover the neural causes of language impairment in autism, and ultimately lead to a better understanding of the minds of those with autism who do not speak. Thank you.
All right, so final feedback.
One of the things that I never tire of telling PhD students is how important their research is. They might get tired of hearing me say it because I say it over and over, but I absolutely believe it, and it's a great honour for me to be involved in the administration of HDR candidates, because I do believe so much in what they do and what it contributes. And I think what I liked especially about your presentation was the way you were able to take some of the more abstract and theoretical aspects, or technical aspects even, of your research and connect them very directly with lived human experience, that it really is about individual people that we now know something about, and working with them, trying to help them, trying to understand more about their situation in a way that will have positive effects for other people as well. So that ability to connect some of the more technical aspects of research right to that very human factor and what research can contribute was, I found, really engaging in your speech. So thank you.